good morning, and welcome to this special Eisenstadt Sports Talk. I'm your host, Darrell Based, and joining me is the Minister of Sport, Mr. Owen Darrell. Minister in Trinidad, where our track and field and our aquatics teams have been participating. The track and field team has concluded. Aquatics still has another day to participate. But overall, the fact that we've had these young people represent our country, give us a sense of what just watching them, what it's been like for you.
I'll tell you, to watch our athletes, Earl, come out in their pink um, outfits and gear representing our country was just magnificent. And I can tell you, there were a few times that I was sitting in the stands, and you get choked up with just pride to watch them come out. Many of these athletes, as you know, this is their first international competition, and to be on a stage like the Carifta Games, they had the president, Lord Coe of the World Athletics, was there. Was in the Hainsley Crawford Stadium. Hainsley Crawford himself, the first gold medalist from Trinidad in the 100 meters in the 1976 Montreal Games. He was there. At the opening ceremony, you had the Prime Minister, Mr. Stewart. Prime Minister Stuart Young was there, the minister from Trinidad, and ministers of sport from around the Caribbean. So to be in that atmosphere and to watch the opening ceremonies, our athletes walk out, it just puts a big smile on your face, and it just fills you with pride. The swimmers, the track and field athletes, their coaches. Shout out to the parents and supporters that did travel to Carifta. I was on the flight coming down, Earl, and you see some familiar faces, Bermudians, and you say, well, I didn't think you still had a child in Carifta. Or I didn't think that you were still involved in Carifta. And they say, no, we don't. But Carifta is something that we put on our travel calendar every year to go down and support. So it's that type of support that just makes you very excited to watch our athletes perform. And on top of that, the fact that Sportsmax is broadcast in Bermuda, and I was getting messages from individuals that were watching online and
Mhm.
watching on their televisions and saying, hey, that made me so happy to watch that performance. It just shows that the Carifta Games is still up there as one of the must-see events on the Caribbean sporting calendar. And I'm glad
Yeah,
that our island, as small as it is, can participate and still comes away winning medals.
yeah. Two medals on the track, two medals in
Yep,
the pool.
absolutely.
From probably two of the smallest groups in each
Hmm.
category, but to come away with two, is kind of something that is encouraging for others to want to get involved in both swimming and track and field. But we look at the gutsy performances from the medal winners, and not just them, but everyone else. We had other swimmers in finals. We had other athletes in track and
Hmm.
field in finals as well. But just overall, it looked as if you know sports in Bermuda is heading in that direction of we want to give them the opportunity to have a moment on the stage to shine.
That's absolutely, and that's what it's all about, right? One of our policy goals for the national sports policy is to grow sports regionally, right? And to increase participation even locally. And if we have young people watching these athletes on the stage, I have a young son, and when I was leaving, he said, "Well, what's Carifta?" I'm looking forward to getting home and sitting down and explaining to him what Carifta is all about and what it takes to get to this level. It's not just showing up to practice once a week. It's a total experience of getting your mind and body right to compete at this level. So it shows that we are still a major player at these games. I traveled with the director of sport, and I was reminded before we came that she is a bronze medalist at Carifta from the 1991 games. It was here with Coach Devon Bean, Coach Juma Machette,
Mm.
Coach Jay Donovan. All of these coaches have had experience in these Carifta games, and it was good to sit and just listen to them tell their stories. And even as coaches, passing on these experiences to the young people that they are coaching, it's a memorable part of the job that they do. And again, we should be proud of all that Bermuda is doing. Um, yeah, so it's been an awesome, rewarding experience. To have ministers of other countries come up and the minister from Bahamas, the Honorable Mario Boleg was sitting next to me most of the time, and when it was not Bahamas in a race, he'd lean over and he'd say, "Look, I want to see Bermuda do well in this race."
Right.
We had the Minister Rachel Taylor, who's the minister responsible for sport in Turks and Caicos. We sat next to each other the entire time, and every year we have, that banter going back and forth.
Hmm.
The minister from St. Lucia. Most people know that he and I have a very close relationship, and he continues to tell me about the investment that St. Lucia has made, and as we know, Julian Alford, and
Hmm.
you see what she's now become, and he's got another young person, Naomi London, and others, and
Right.
he continues to say, "Listen, St. Lucia." Invest in these young people, and that is why you see the success that you have today. So it's a lesson that I take heed, and we bring back. We may not have the type of funding that they have down there, but we do make it a point to make sure we continue to fund these national sports governing bodies so that we can continue to provide opportunities for these young people.
All right. Well, Minister, I know you're in the midst of travel, so I just wanted to catch up with you regarding Carifta and acknowledging our athletes for the accomplishments they've done and represented this small little island amongst the region in both Carifta Aquatic Championships and the
Yep.
Carifta Games. So,
Well,
yeah.
absolutely, and I want to say thank you to you, and Island Stats for the work that you continue to do in covering sports in this island. You and your team, it is much needed, so that everyone at the click of a few buttons can see the things that we are doing. So again, congratulations to the medalists. We will honor them at the appropriate time on island. There were a number of personal bests that were achieved, whether it be on the track or in the pool.
Hmm.
And so, shout out to, like I said at the beginning, supporters, to coaches, and Bermuda for getting behind our Carifta athletes. And this is what it's all about. And if anyone has seen the coverage on television, the videos that people are posting, I mean, the excitement is real. You had the Junkanoo band from Bahamas, you had
Hmm.
the steel pans from Trinidad, and you had flags flying. So, like I said, it's experiences like this, and I'd just like to point out, one example is the two medalists that we had. Both of them went last year to
Right.
Carifta, and it was their first time. And though they did not medal last year, you see what that experience can do because they came back this year. They understood what they were walking into, and they've come away with gold medals. I'm sorry, with silver medals on the track.
Hmm.
And that's all you can ask for is that you go in, you put your best foot forward, and then the next year you come and you take it to another notch. So we're excited about what we saw this year, and we're excited to see what comes for many of these young people. And I'm not going to start calling their names because ultimately, someone will get left out. So
Right.
we know who they all are. And like I said, to Bermudians, to sports lovers, and just people that encourage you know experiences of sport in this island. Watch this space and watch what these young people do in the years to come.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'll let you go. We do have another interview with you
Hmm.
on Thursday regarding some other issues. But yeah,
Absolutely.
we look forward to seeing you back on island, and we'll be in touch Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, to talk about those issues as well. But
Absolutely.
safe journey. Congratulations again to all that took part and represented Bermuda, both in the stands and on the track and in the pool. And we encourage you to keep encouraging our young people to stay involved in sports because it can lead to a positive life in sport and outside of sport.
Absolutely. And thank you all.
All right. Have a good day.
You as well.